everybody, and welcome to the Mega Gamecast. Today is a special day where we run through all of the games coming out in the month of April. I'm Ryan Shepard. With me today, I've got Drew LaPointe.
What up, peeps?
And Redbeard on the phone.
I'm here.
He's awake.
He's awake.
We woke him up. He's no longer in a coma, stopping time.
But as far as we know, Cuddy might be. So
Yeah, he might be. I don't know.
Exactly.
We're just going to go through the games coming out in April, and we're going to talk about the ones we care about.
Oh, wait, MLB just came out. That's why Cy's not here. Okay.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's
All right.
Oh, he told us he was. Okay. He's actually playing.
He's working on his batting average. Actually, no.
0.11.
Cuddy's actually an Uber driver now.
Yeah. Uber.
For those of you in the United States, I guess they don't have it over there in Germany. According to what?
Which is surprising
Red's
because
reaction.
the name sounds German.
It does.
does.
Yeah. It is very German. So now that he's an Uber driver, we take a back seat. All right.
Let's get into this.
So coming out on April 5th on PS Vita, Assassin's Creed Chronicles Trilogy Pack.
Yes.
Woo!
So
All right.
Finally.
For Assassin's Creed.
So wait, yeah, because the actual trilogy came out last month?
Yeah.
Month before. Or-
Yeah, the actual trilogy.
Well,
on
you know what I mean.
the
Like
big,
the console.
on the big consoles. Yeah, so this is coming to Vita. Still the same games. Probably not worth it. Also on the 5th, we have Dead Star, which I don't really know too much about. I just know that is a game that's free on PlayStation Plus.
Apparently, it's a brand new IP. So
Yeah. It looks. I think it's an indie game.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Hey, well, you never know.
Well, I mean,
These are getting billed together now.
yeah. Well, people are all. Well, in general, people seem to be unhappy with what PS Plus has been providing lately.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they have been.
Most of their stuff has. I'm sorry to say, I don't mind indie games.
Yeah.
But half of the ones that they push out for at least the PlayStation 4 or the Vita just tend to be crap.
Yeah.
And not very much fun. You kind of expect maybe like an older game for the system. Now, the PlayStation 4's been out for what, 2 years?
Agreed.
Maybe a little more. Maybe they should be pushing out one of the first PlayStation 4 games as part of that PlayStation Plus package.
Definitely.
Throw them Knack. Throw them
give us a Knack.
Killzone. Like
Yeah, Killzone. There you go.
Killzone, Knack, like, because even Microsoft, they're giving you the Xbox guys Sunset Overdrive this month. And
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
so in comparison,
Speaking of which, I need to add that.
Yeah, that's a really good game.
did you
And that,
play it,
that
Ryan?
wasn't
Yeah?
even that wasn't
Okay.
even a launch game.
No, that came out.
that came
That's what
out
I mean.
later
It's
on.
weird. Like it hasn't been out that long. It didn't do the greatest in sales, which even to me, I was disappointed with because I thought it was a really cool looking idea.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's like, it's action mixed with like fucking Tony Hawk.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like you're grinding along rails and stuff like that, and you got big guns like Ratchet and Clank, which is another game we'll be talking about a little bit later.
Yep.
Yeah,
it was
it's
Insomniac.
Insomniac joint, so you kind of know it's just going to be a little crazy, and it was fun.
It
looked
was
really
nothing to be
great.
taken seriously, but
No,
it
it
just
was-
looked like the humor. It just had like all these cool little elements, and I personally love colorful games like that too. So
Yeah, hopefully we get some better PlayStation Plus games moving forward.
yeah, I know.
I hope
Some
so.
people seem to like Broforce that came out last month.
Broforce. I heard something about that.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of good things about that, but I mean, you got to take that's one game out of 24 in a year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
don't drop the mic.
I dropped the whole recorder.
Hell, I mean, those guys could even put out like Infamous Second Son, like other things that they've,
How about using PlayStation exclusives as part of the PlayStation
what I
Plus?
mean,
Get all right. How about like since how Uncharted 4 is coming out this year? What about pushing out that as part of one of the PlayStation Plus things? Stop trying to make money and actually reward
Why haven't they
your
put
supporters.
out Shadowfall?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Killzone Shadowfall?
Yeah, that's
that
what we
seems
were
like
saying,
something that should totally be on there.
That's what I mean. Like launch games that are old at this point, you should throw it on PS
Yeah,
Plus.
definitely. I
Killzone,
definitely agree
Knack,
with that.
Like whatever. Hell, they could put Until Dawn in there at this point. Order 1886.
Exactly.
Like,
Speaking of exclusives,
let's do
on
it.
April 5th we have Quantum Break coming to Windows and Xbox One.
April 5th.
Absolutely, April 5th, and I'm definitely going to be hitting that up.
The latest Remedy joint. yeah, I'm gonna be checking it out. We'll keep the discussion of this a little light for Red here, but there's been some
I don't
review
like
controversy
spoilers.
going on. So the press has had this game for quite a long time, a few weeks now.
Yeah, they went gold really early, like
Yeah,
earlier than most games do.
From what I understand, there's been some really weird embargoes with it. Like, you can only play this part of this chapter until this point.
Yeah.
And then next week, you can only play until Toto's Africa starts playing.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so, reviews came out pretty early for it, and it's getting okay reviews, like kind of like
It's got
sevens.
It's got like a 78 average on Metacritic, but there are a couple hundreds.
Yeah,
there's some 90s.
Always the outliers, like Jeff Gerstmann over at Giant Bomb, who went ahead and gave the game a 2 out of 5, which translated to the lowest score on Metacritic, which was a 40.
Which, in Jeff's own words, like, that's not how they base their scores.
Yeah.
Like, the way they translate a 2 out of 5 into Metacritic, that, like Ryan's been saying on group chats and stuff, I think it's the Metacritic's issue and not really the reviews issue.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's always going to be if you're translating something from somewhere else. Like, the review, game sites don't review for Metacritic. They review for their own site and their own audience. So, like, a 2 out of 5 on Giant Bomb is what a 2 out of 5 is on Giant Bomb.
Yeah, I mean, that's just their
If it
scoring
just happens
system.
to get translated over to Metacritic weirdly. And then that's where, you get people starting to complain about it because, it obviously brought down the average.
Yeah.
But who cares?
But he's, when they first came out, that was the only, like, 40 up there, the only one in the red. But there's been a few other reviews that have come out that are about that low.
Yeah, there's been some legit complaints about it, and some people have been really praising some of it too.
Yeah.
So it's we will. I know Red and I will be playing it.
I'm gonna try to
absolutely.
I'm gonna try to play it this week too.
It should be an interesting ride, so to speak.
From what I'm hearing, it's a whole different kind of take. It's not your typical third person shooter. Like, it's all about these time manipulation powers and how you go about them and stuff. And so, from what I'm hearing, if you go into it playing it like a typical third-person shooter, you're probably not going to have too much fun.
Yeah.
But if you actually understand the mechanics and how everything works, then, like, from what I'm gathering, go into this kind of game with an open mind, really. Because Quantum Break is really a different idea. And especially the whole TV integration.
Yeah, if you like TV shows, you also might like Quantum Break.
Yeah, because this is like they're mixing these legit actors in with graphics and real-time footage.
Yeah.
So
it's
integration. It's bringing forth a new genre.
Yeah.
And
it's complete. It's literally you get to the end of the gameplay and then there's a 25-minute TV show.
Yeah.
Episode.
Which
is awesome.
Awesome. But at the same time, if you're not interested in it, you don't have to. It's not like Metal Gear Solid. You don't have to sit through it. You can skip it if you want.
I guess a lot of it's kind of ancillary. Like, it's not 100%. If you don't watch it, you're not going to miss.
Well, because from what I'm hearing, you're going to be, when you're actually in control of gameplay, you're that main guy, Jack Joyce, or whatever. In the live action stuff, you're going to see, like, the bad guy's point of view and what he's up to.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I'm gathering from
and
what
I
I've
think
read.
it's, from what I understand, it's actually a lot of secondary characters, too.
Yes, yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. We'll definitely have our opinions next time on the podcast.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Absolutely.
But it's a new IP. I hope it does okay, overall sales-wise, because I personally like to see new ideas come out.
Yeah,
and,
I think it's an interesting idea.
And it is Remedy, and they have a pretty decent track record overall with their
definitely.
games, and they know what they're doing. They take forever to make their games, but usually it's worth the wait. I mean,
they take a really long time.
Well, I just hope it's not one of those big hype, big flops.
Yeah,
same
here.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
That's my own thing.
We'll see.
We shall see.
Coming out on the 12th, we actually have 2 games coming out. First one, Dark Souls 3.
All right, Red.
Prepare to die.
No, I meant scroll.
Red, have you played all the Dark Souls series, or?
I have. I have
you beat them all?
Demon Knight. I have.
Damn.
I have indeed, and I am definitely looking forward to Dark Souls 3. I'm going to be playing that the second that comes out.
This explains why you're so good at like these games. Like why you think all these other games are so easy, because you're like a Dark Souls master. Like,
I'm not a master, but
did you beat Bloodborne?
I actually Bloodborne. I was frustrated by the story. Most
okay.
people really loved Bloodborne, and me, I got partially through it, and I was like, "This is it's Dark Souls in a different story, and I'm just kind of bored, and I'm gonna set it down and I didn't play it."
Do you get a lot out of the story when you play these games? Because I mean, they're very cryptic, extremely, like not overtly story heavy.
With Dark Souls, you kind of listen to what's going on, and the story it takes forever for the story to play out for you, and you got to think of it. And the reason I like it is because it's kind of like you're actually doing this adventure. Like it takes 3 days to get to the mountain to throw the ring into the volcano or some shit.
Yeah, and then Gollum shows up and kills you every time, and it's frustrating, so you quit.
But the thing with the game is it takes you a long time, so it kind of puts a little bit of that realism into it. And I actually personally like the idea that if you bust your ass and then something happens, you got to start over. But you don't exactly have to start over. Like if you get so many souls and you're rewarded, you can buy yourself some new armor. If you die, you start over with still that armor that you worked your ass off to get. But then again, you still have to, reaccomplish that. Yeah, work your way back up to that because, like I said, that reality is like there's no way you're going to go in and somebody's going to show back up. Come on. I mean, it's like, hey, what happened to Bob? I could have sworn he was here, guarding this place, I guess I'm going to take a shift,
Yeah.
But those type of games, the story might be slow, but you can kind of make it up with yourself, what's going on in the game, and kind of mold it around yourself. And then there are some characters, like I was talking with one of my friends, give a shout out. His name's Greenville on the PlayStation, but he's talking about how he was playing Dark Souls and he killed some guy because he got in the way. Accidentally killed him. And so he got to the end of the game and it turned out he needed this guy, one of the skills that he sold.
Oh, really?
In order to beat a certain boss, and he couldn't beat this certain boss because he didn't have the skill that this guy sold. So you don't necessarily know what's going on with that game, so you might have to start all the way back over again. And it makes you think about what you're doing when you come up to something and whether or not, all right, should I kill this guy or should I move forward?
Yeah.
Which way can I go? And with Dark Souls, like Dark Souls 2, you have like 6 different directions you can start off with. You don't have to actually go in a specific direction because the enemies are just as difficult whichever way you go.
That was actually one of the complaints I had with Dark Souls 2, is that I played quite a bit of, I wouldn't say too open, it was just there isn't enough like pushing you down one path to, like you could get so far down a path and not even know you're not supposed to be there yet. Then all of a sudden you hit a hard wall and you got to work your way all the way back. With Dark Souls, the first one, it was a little bit more linear. Like it was definitely openness to it, but there was definitely a path set forward for you that you had to go down, and it was made clear to you pretty quickly that you weren't supposed to be going down a certain path because you found an enemy that you're like, wow, I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And I didn't really play too much of Bloodborne to get an idea of how that one was structured, but a lot.
It was more linear.
Well, I guess Dark Souls is technically considered an open world game.
It is and it isn't. So with the Dark Souls 2, like you're kind of saying, it didn't give you a direct path. It does that in the beginning of the game, but there is coming at a point in when you choose one of those sides to go to that you have to stop because you can't get past it for some reason. And this one, it will be that freaking piece of branch that you use to unpetrify things.
Yeah.
So in that, because there's some points where you need a lot of them and you can't get past that area. But I mean, it does get linear at some point in which you have to. How can I explain this? It's kind of like a river or a big waterfall coming into a river, it straightens out, gets linear, and then it spreads back out where you could go separate ways again, and make multiple decisions. There is kind of like a center path that you end up with. You have to go this way or you're not going to be able to, progress further.
So I've heard it described as Dark Souls is like a tower that you're trying to get to the top of, and Dark Souls 2 is more of a sprawling plane that you're trying to get across, because it's just more spread out, whereas Dark Souls, the first one, you're trying to get to the top. And Dark Souls 2, there's many different options to go. And from what I understand, and this is why I'm kind of excited about Dark Souls 3, is that it's a little bit more in the vein of the first Dark Souls, where it's there isn't as many branching paths.
You got to remember that it wasn't just Dark Souls 2, and then this. There was also Demon Souls.
Yeah, I know.
So that is something that most people don't think about, that is actually part of the series, and then it ties into what's going on.
That was
with
the first
series.
one. That was the first one that came out.
Yeah.
It was a PlayStation 3 exclusive, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that some people say that one's the most difficult.
It is. It is. I mean,
because I've honestly thought about checking that one out, but I feel like it might be a hard time for me.
Yeah, I didn't play too much of that one.
Yeah, it was extremely difficult, and it was because of how difficult it was to play that it got so much attention, and that people are like, all right, let's make another one of these games right now, because this is what we need to do.
Also coming out on the 12th, probably the exact opposite of Dark Souls 3. Ratchet and Clank.
Nice.
I really like Ratchet and Clank. I've played through a lot of the games. Most of the original PlayStation 2 games I kind of fell off with PlayStation 3. And this is kind of like strange. It's like a remake of the first game.
Yeah.
It's not a new game. It's not a remaster of the old game, the original Ratchet and Clank. It's like a reimagining of the original Ratchet and Clank.
Well, it's supposed to tie in with a movie, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to tie in with the Ratchet and Clank movie that's coming out, which took them a long time to make that.
Yeah.
I figure the franchise just seems so ripe for it that you think they would jump on that right away. And I'm pretty excited.
Surprised that they're not releasing them at the same time, though.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like day and date or something like that, or at least like maybe the game a week before or something like that. But I'm pretty excited because I really like these games.
And they're launching it at only $40, so that's
$40
another thing.
game. Yeah, that's a pretty good deal.
But from what I'm hearing, like, or from what I've even seen in videos, like the graphics look beautiful. Like it looks like a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it was funny back when games originally came out. Everyone said they looked like a Pixar movie.
Yeah, I believe it, dude. Like,
but then when you look at it now, it's like.
Yeah, you see
that's not a Pixar movie.
No.
That's not the quality of Pixar.
Well, I mean, like, back when PS2 first launched, they were
Oh, shots fired.
They were like, our system can do Pixar-style quality.
Yeah.
We're still trying to hit that, but I think we're finally getting there. So.
But no, this is like a cool mix of 3D platforming, challenging stuff, as well as guns.
Guns, yeah.
Like that was what really pulled it together, was separated it apart, and probably the reason why they kind of dragged it out as much as they could, because they kept being popular.
Yeah.
It ended up, I didn't even know this because I kind of fell off. It ended up being a yearly franchise. Yeah. There's a Ratchet and Clank came out every year since the first one.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And the games are pretty long. They're pretty hefty games, and I just feel like that's probably too much for a game like that. Like, I mean, if you were really looking forward to it, but for me, I tend to be like, I like to play a game, and I like to take a break from it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's kind of like why I fell off Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed every year.
Yeah, no, oversaturation can definitely, for sure.
Yeah.
Burn you out a little bit. That's what I mean, granted, some of those yearly things you're talking about, I think were like handheld editions, but still.
Maybe one or two, but most of them were PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2 games. They weren't like full on. They were some of them were like
spin-offs,
Clank Story or Ratchet Story or something like that. But there was pretty much every year for a while there was a major release in the series.
I give the Insomniac, like, 'cause those guys put out all those Ratchet and Clanks.
Yep.
They put out the Sunset Overdrive.
Yep.
And they put out the Resistance trilogy during the PS3 era. all within that time span. So
Yeah.
they put out a lot of games. And I thought Resistance is another underrated series I love. So I'll talk about that in Drew's Gems in the future. But,
Okay.
Drew's Gems.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Ratchet and Clank. Same time as Dark Souls, I guess so. That's going to be weird.
Yeah,
Maybe that'll
weird.
be I'll rage on Dark Souls, and then I'll take a break and play some Ratchet and Clank.
Ryan's going to get killed on Dark Souls. I'm playing Ratchet and Clank now.
It'd be funny if I get stuck in Ratchet and Clank and just blow through Dark Souls.
Yeah, right.
Something in Ratchet and Clank that I get hooked up on. So coming out on the 19th, we have Axiom Verge coming to PlayStation Vita. This is like a Metroidvania game, very much like Metroid, Super Metroid, in art style and flow and everything like that. Finally coming to PlayStation Vita. It came out on PlayStation 4, I think a year ago now, and PC.
I'm surprised it took so long to get to a handheld.
Yeah, I know.
But...
Well, this is another one of those one-guy development teams.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's gotten help porting it, but he built the whole thing himself, originally for PlayStation 4 anyway. Hey guys, on the 22nd, Star Fox Zero is coming out.
Finally.
The big Star Fox game that we've all been looking forward to is coming out on April 22nd.
Now, this thing says Star Fox Guard as well.
Yes,
Are these games tied in each other?
Yeah, I think that you get them together. I'm not really sure what Guard is. I don't think it's the same thing as Star Fox Zero.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Upcoming tower defense video game.
Okay, so it's a tower defense game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's being sold as a package deal, so it's like an add-on to Star Fox Zero, basically. Probably because... never mind.
Go ahead, man.
I mean, there's been a lot of questions about whether or not Star Fox Zero is actually going to be that great because of the motion controls and the way that they're making you use the Wii gamepad in conjunction with the TV screen. Yeah, you got to hold it up and use that for precision. Use the gamepad for precision aiming. Yeah, pretty much like Red's doing, just flipping out all over the place.
Oh man.
Yeah, exactly. And man, it just does not seem like something. I liked Star Fox 64. I think that's a pretty good game.
Yeah.
And this does not sound like a great follow-up to that.
Hey,
well,
man.
we'll see. I mean,
we will see. We will definitely see.
Don't forget Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube, yo.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I remember that came in packaged with my GameCube.
Somehow I forgot that.
Hey, you could actually.
Well,
play
I
as
wouldn't
Star
mind
Fox.
seeing. See, I'm kind of frustrated that it's only a Nintendo-based game because I'd like to see it pushed farther than it is. And Nintendo Wii and Wii U is only capable of so much.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that game pushed to be something a little more than it is, where you got an open world where you can walk around with, Star Fox, and then do that, and then also do your flying part to it as well.
I believe that's how Star Fox Adventure kind of was back on the GameCube. But,
I think it was,
but
and
are you looking for Scar Fox? Fuck. Damn it, I fucked it up now.
Scar Fox.
So are you looking
Star
for
Fox.
So are you looking for Star
Say
Fox
hello
Citizen?
to my little friends.
Star Fox Citizen.
Are you looking for Star Fox Citizen? Is that what you're looking for?
I have no idea. I'm looking for something that allows you to not just be solely based in your jet. I think
I agree.
I think the ability to move outside of it and move around and do stuff with that, because you think of like playing Super Smash Brothers and you see him shooting his shit and fighting people. That'd be fun to go do in a world as well.
Agreed.
Well, I have a game coming out for you in June called No Man's Sky.
I knew you were going to say it. I knew it was coming.
So, do I get that on my computer and then just mod it so that I see Starfax instead of,
Probably. You probably could.
You probably, yeah.
I wish Sai was here for episode 2 of Hitman coming out on the 26th.
I'll be playing that myself.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You'll be playing it, yeah.
Did you enjoy the first chapter, Red? Or?
Maybe.
This could turn into a whole thing. Just yes or no.
I can't say yes or no because I've tried to play the first chapter like 30 times, and every time I do, somebody sends me a message and says, "Hey, come play this game with me." I'm like,
yeah, you just gotta turn it off, man. You gotta turn it off.
So
well, you can't put yourself as invisible on the PlayStation.
Oh.
I wish you could, because it would be awesome if you could shut it off and people don't know you're playing a fucking game.
Dude, I believe that.
Awesome.
I believe that's an update that's coming. I could.
Yeah,
be
they're
wrong.
adding
I
that
hope
in
to God it is, because
soon.
once it is, nobody will ever see them online.
Yeah, then you don't. So you'd rather do that instead of tell people no? Is that what you're saying?
I started it, and what I saw of the game so far, I've loved. I've absolutely loved it. I don't like the limitation of the episodes where you got to keep doing it over and over again to see how I might do this differently. But other than that, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's interesting to be sneaking around and trying to determine how you're going to take out your target or targets.
Now we got to have you and Cy on the same cast to talk about this for sure.
Yeah,
once
hash
we,
it out.
Yeah. Well, if he wasn't playing MLB,
Yeah, if he wasn't, get off.
Yeah.
But he loves his Hitman though. Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We know all about that. Also coming out on the 26th is Chapter 3 of the new King's Quest game, Once Upon a Climb.
Once Upon a Climb.
Yeah. They always have some sort of weird name, some weird subtitle.
Well, I know you're looking forward to this, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The second chapter was kind of, Yeah. I was a little not as excited about it as I was at the end of it than I was going in. Let's just put it that way, because the first chapter was awesome. And I'm hoping this one's a little bit more open like the first one was.
Yeah.
The second one was very limited in scope.
Well, let me just compare this to Telltale real quick. Sometimes the first episode, they open up with a bang and you can do a lot. Then the second chapter kind of drags story-wise, and there's limited interaction. And then the third one comes out, and it's like back to being, I don't know, it just seems to be like a pattern for a lot of these episodic. So hopefully,
Maybe.
you get your wish, man.
Yeah,
I know this is a whole different thing than Telltale, kind of, but...
Yeah, it's a little bit different, but it's kind of in the same... it's telling a story. And you're going through it.
It's just maybe just a chapter 2 thing in general. It's just it's kind of like it's
the
in
middle
the middle.
chapter.
It's just that hump chapter, I guess.
Yeah, I just thought the scale was very limited compared to the first one, and it just didn't seem like they spent as much time on it as they did on that first chapter.
Was it shorter?
Yeah, it was a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
And that first one just totally blew me away. I was I didn't expect to like it as much as I did.
Yeah.
So I was really excited for the second one. It took them a long time to get that out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you waited a while.
Yeah.
That's always just when you wait forever for a chapter and then you get it, and it's
it's a little bit of less time here, but it's still been a few months. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully that pans out.
Awesome.
I think that's gonna wrap it up for the games we're looking forward to this month.
What about that Mini Mario's and Friends Amiibo challenge?
Oh right, I forgot about that. So next time you can listen to us talk about Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo challenge coming to 3DS and Wii U. We'll have a special podcast just for that. Stay tuned for that at a later time. I can't give you a time right now. I'm not sure exactly when, but it will be later.
It'll be there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It'll be there where Ryan's trying to use his amiibo without taking it out of the box.
Yeah, that's what that is.
We're gonna be live video for that one.
That's me trying to use amiibos without taking them out of the box and seeing if they work. Live stream, exclusive content. That should be pretty fun.
More fun than Resident Evil 6. We'll see.
Exactly.
Oh man.
I had to throw it in there once. Man.
Yeah. Maybe I'll talk about that next time.
Keep staring me in the face over here.
My trials and tribulations of Resident Evil 6. $20, man. You can't.
Dude,
it's hard to pass up. But
I'm not giving you crap because, like I said, I did not. Even though, I listened back to our episode about what games shouldn't have existed or sequels that didn't deserve, and I said Resident Evil 6.
Yeah.
There are good aspects to the game. I'm not saying it's a complete pile of trash.
I'm sorry, but the last 3 Resident Evils that I bought all freaking bombed, in my opinion. So
which were those?
I didn't even. One was Raccoon City something or another.
Oh God!
Well, the spin-offs.
Yeah, that I was like, okay, I'm not buying another.
See, this
Resident
is where
Evil
the whole I don't want to get pre-release coverage kind of helps out.
Yeah.
Maybe you're shooting yourself in the foot sometimes.
Well, it was with that. I heard that it was bad, and I was like, all right, I'll try it out, and I didn't mind trying it out. The problem is that sometimes, you gotta play the game to think that it's bad, because some people might say a game is horrible, and you love it. So,
yeah.
Oh, guys.
But yeah.
Speaking of Capcom, did you guys hear that they actually had to put out a patch for Chun-Li's boobs in Street Fighter? I'm dead serious.
Please elaborate.
Chun-Li's boob physics, apparently, when a player 2 was playing as her, you could probably find the video on YouTube. They were unnaturally
just
all over the place, dude. Yeah. So Capcom actually had to patch the boobs to get them to interact normally. I just figured I'd throw that in there. Boob patch, dude.
Speaking of patched boobs, Dead or Alive Extreme 3
right now.
Fortune is out, and maybe there'll be some coverage of that on our YouTube channel soon.
Wait,
Fortune. That's Dead or Alive Extreme 3.
Yeah, but I thought that we don't get it here.
Oh, you can get it here.
Oh. Well, I mean, we can get it here, I guess.
It'll arrive.
Oh, okay.
Trust me.
Nice.
It'll arrive.
Oh, I can't wait.
Speaking of boob physics.
Are you looking? Is Red looking for that?
Yeah,
video?
I think Red's looking up Chun-Li. We'll let Red look up Chun-Li, and maybe I'll stick it in the podcast.
Okay, I see what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like if you use player 1, she doesn't move at all,
Yeah.
and kind of has this video saying it's like a bunch of wet sandbags. But then the second you pick it on player 2, it's like whoom, 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 all over the place.
It's
makes me think of Soul Calibur and Tali.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Boob physics and ragdoll. Great innovations
Yeah.
in the history of video games. Some of the best. Intentional or otherwise.
Seriously, man.
All right, well, that's going to do it for Games of April. We'll be back with great boob physic content. At some point. Thanks, Drew.
Anytime, dude.
Thanks, Red.
Thank you, anytime.
All right. See you guys later.
Peace.
Later.